Chosen one, God's voice is clear. Your purpose is tied to that person. This is not a coincidence, not a fleeting thought, not just a random connection. There is a divine alignment in your life that cannot be explained with logic alone. Every encounter, every conversation, every moment with that person has been weaving together a thread of destiny, and now heaven is making it clear to you. There are people who come and go, leaving little trace. But then there is one who enters your life and shifts everything. That person is not just a companion, not just a friend, not just a passing face. They are tied to your assignment, your purpose, your very reason for walking this earth. God's voice has been whispering, sometimes louder than you realized, and now it is unmistakable. Your destiny has been connected to theirs. Before we go deeper, watch this video till the very end, because every word carries energy meant for you. If this message resonates with your heart, seal it by writing your warmest wishes in the comments and type 144. This is not just interaction, it is energy. Your wishes will rise into the universe, echoing back as alignment. And this number is the vibration that binds your intention with divine timing. Let your words create movement in the unseen, for they are keys to unlocking what is waiting for you. Now, chosen one, show your light by liking this video and subscribe to the channel, and let's step into this together. Chosen one, the truth is this. Your journey was never meant to be walked alone. You were given strength to endure isolation, yes, but the fullness of your purpose requires connection. God did not design you to carry every burden in solitude. That person you are tied to was placed as part of your assignment, part of your unfolding story. The reason you feel pulled toward them, even when you try to silence it, is because the bond is not earthly. It is spiritual. You may have doubted it, resisted it, even tried to walk away from it, but the connection remains because heaven ordained it long before you even knew their name. Understand this. Not every connection is divine. Many people will cross your path, but only a few carry the weight of destiny. This is why you cannot ignore the person tied to your purpose. They are not like the others. When you are near them, something in your spirit awakens. When you hear their voice, something inside of you shifts. When you think of them, your heart recognizes something beyond human understanding. It is not obsession. It is not infatuation. It is recognition. Soul recognizing soul. Purpose recognizing purpose. Destiny recognizing destiny. And God's voice is clear. This connection is intentional. It is necessary. It is sacred. Chosen one, the sacred message also tells you that your resistance has been noticed. You have questioned why you feel so bound to this person, why you cannot simply cut the tie and move on. You have wondered if it is weakness, if it is distraction, if it is illusion. But heaven is making it plain. The reason you cannot shake it is because you are not supposed to. There is something within them that unlocks something within you. Your journey requires their presence, just as theirs requires yours. Together, you are more than you are apart. Together, your light is amplified, your strength multiplied, your purpose clarified. You are not tied to them by accident. You are tied by design. And yet, this is not always easy. Divine connections come with challenges. The person tied to your purpose may trigger growth in you that is uncomfortable. They may reflect truths you tried to hide from yourself. They may push you to evolve when you would rather remain safe. And you may find yourself resisting them, not because they are wrong for you, but because they awaken parts of you you were not ready to confront. The sacred message here is that growth is not comfortable, but it is necessary. That person is not here to entertain you. They are here to awaken you. And you, chosen one, are here to awaken them. Your story cannot reach its fullness without this divine tie. Alone, you can do much, but with them, you will do what you could never imagine. The connection is not about dependence, it is about destiny. It is not about needing them to survive, it is about aligning with them to thrive. The sacred message is this: do not run from the person tied to your purpose. Do not silence the pull. Do not convince yourself it is coincidence. Pay attention, for heaven's voice is clear, and the tie cannot be broken. And remember, chosen one, divine ties are rare. Many search for them and never find them, but you have been given this gift. Treasure it, honor it, listen to it. Do not let fear make you dismiss what heaven has made plain. Do not let pride make you overlook what your spirit already knows. Do not let doubt blind you to what is written in the unseen. You are chosen, and because you are chosen, the people tied to your destiny are chosen as well. This is the sacred message. Your purpose is not just about you, it is about who you are aligned with, and the person heaven tied you to is part of the reason you are here. Chosen one, you need to understand that this tie is not ordinary. There are connections that come and go like seasons, and then there are those that mark you forever. The reason you cannot move past this one, the reason their presence lingers in your spirit long after the moment is gone, is because they are woven into your blueprint. You may try to walk away, you may try to convince yourself that you are free from the bond, but heaven does not erase what it has written. You may delay it, but you cannot deny it. God's voice is steady in reminding you, your purpose and theirs are intertwined. This truth may be heavy, but it is liberating, because it tells you that you are not wandering aimlessly. There is alignment in the very heart of your journey. This person was not brought into your life by chance. Look back, and you will see the evidence. The timing of your meeting, the circumstances that pulled you together, the way your paths collided in ways that could not be scripted by human hands. Even the obstacles that tried to keep you apart only proved the strength of the bond. Every resistance you faced was a sign that darkness saw the power of your alignment and tried to stop it. But the tie remained. And now the sacred message is clear. This person is more than a companion. They are a key to unlocking what has been locked inside you, a key to reminding you of who you really are, a key to helping you step into the fullness of your calling. Chosen one, divine ties are never without purpose. When God aligns you with someone, it is because there is something in you that mirrors something in them. The bond is not only about what they give you, but also about what you awaken within them. You may not even realize the impact you've already had on their life. Your presence has stirred things in them that were asleep. Your words, even when spoken casually, planted seeds that began to grow. Your energy shifted atmospheres they didn't even realize were heavy. You are tied to them because you are both carriers of a purpose that requires each other to reach its fullness. Alone, you may have carried fragments, but together, the picture becomes whole. And yet, the sacred message reminds you that with great ties comes great responsibility. This is not a bond to be treated carelessly. You cannot treat this person like everyone else because they are not like everyone else. They carry a piece of your assignment, and you carry a piece of theirs. If you dishonor it, you not only dishonor them, but you also dishonor the path carved for you. If you dismiss it, you may delay not only your journey, but theirs as well. This is why heaven speaks with clarity. Value what has been given, protect what has been tied, and nurture what has been placed in your hands. Chosen one, you may wrestle with doubt. You may question whether this is truly divine, whether you are imagining it, whether the connection is real. But remember, God's voice does not echo in your heart without reason. The tug you feel is not a passing emotion. It is a divine reminder. The bond you sense is not fantasy. It is foundation. And though people around you may not understand, though they may try to convince you that it is nothing, your spirit knows. Pay attention to your spirit. It does not lie. Pay attention to the signs. They are too precise to be chance. Pay attention to your dreams, your instincts, your inner pull. They all point to the same truth. You are tied by heaven's hand. And here is what you must know. Divine ties are not always easy to carry. There will be conflict, misunderstanding, even separation at times. But separation does not mean disconnection. Even in silence, the bond remains. Even at a distance, the tie does not break. Even in absence, the purpose still flows between you. You can try to escape it, but you will always be pulled back by the invisible string heaven placed between you. The sacred message is that you were never meant to escape it. You were meant to embrace it, to understand it, to honor it, to walk in it with humility and faith. Chosen one, God's voice is clear, and you cannot afford to ignore it any longer. This person matters. This connection matters. This tie is part of the reason you were sent here. Do not look at them as just another name in your story. They are a chapter written in gold, a thread in the fabric of your destiny, a key to unlocking what has been locked inside you for too long. The sacred message is urging you to pay attention, to listen deeply, to open your heart to the reality that your future is bigger than you. It is shared. And when you walk with the one tied to your purpose, everything shifts, everything aligns, everything begins to flow as it was always meant to. Chosen one, you must recognize that divine connections often challenge you more than ordinary ones. The reason you sometimes feel conflicted about this person, the reason their presence unsettles you at times, is because they are tied to your growth. Growth is never comfortable, and those who are bound to your destiny will often awaken parts of you that you would rather keep hidden. They will mirror your strengths, but they will also expose your weaknesses. They will call out the truth you try to ignore. They will push you into becoming who you are meant to be. And while it may be difficult, it is also necessary, because without that push, you would remain stagnant. God's voice is clear. This connection is meant to stretch you, not to destroy you. You have to understand that the bond is not about perfection. The person tied to your purpose is not flawless, just as you are not flawless. You will see their humanity, their struggles, their imperfections, but even in that, your spirit will recognize the divine tie. You may disagree, you may clash, you may even walk away in frustration at times, but the tie pulls you back because the purpose is greater than the friction. The sacred message reminds you that purpose is not always smooth, but it is always sure. And what is sure cannot be erased by temporary emotions. Chosen one, think of the times you tried to move forward without them. You convinced yourself you could do it all alone, that you did not need anyone else, that your destiny was only about you. And yet, something always felt incomplete. Something always felt missing. Your progress was real, but it lacked fullness. Your victories were true, but they lacked depth. That is because you were never meant to walk the entire path alone. The missing piece is not a weakness in you. It is the person tied to your purpose. Their presence does not diminish your power. It completes it. And you must see this. Your connection with them is not simply about personal fulfillment. It is not just about companionship or comfort. It is about assignment. There are things you are meant to accomplish together that you could never accomplish apart. There are doors that will only open when both of you stand before them. There are battles you are meant to win side by side, victories that will echo through generations. This is why you cannot deny the bond. This is why you cannot dismiss the pull. Your connection is not just emotional. It is spiritual. It carries the weight of heaven's design. Chosen one, do not mistake delay for denial. You may look at this connection and wonder why it hasn't fully manifested yet. You may question why it feels so real, yet remains out of reach. But remember, everything tied to purpose unfolds in divine timing. The delay is not to frustrate you, but to prepare both of you. What good is a connection if one is ready and the other is not? What good is destiny if it arrives before the foundation is set? Heaven knows the right moment, and until then, the tie will remain as a silent reminder of what is to come. Trust the timing, even when it tests your patience. And know this, the tie does not depend on circumstances. Distance cannot break it. Silence cannot erase it. Misunderstanding cannot undo it. Even if life separates you physically, the bond will remain spiritually intact. That is the mystery of divine ties. They are not bound by space or time. The sacred message tells you that no matter what happens, the purpose remains. The connection is eternal, because it was written long before you walked this earth. Chosen one, God's voice is clear, and the more you listen, the more undeniable it becomes. Stop doubting what your spirit already knows. Stop fighting what your soul already recognizes. Stop silencing the truth that has been echoing inside you. You cannot run from it because it is part of who you are. That person is tied to your journey, and you are tied to theirs. Together, you are not just two individuals. You are one divine alignment, a living testimony of heaven's design. Chosen one, the sacred message becomes more pressing now because the person tied to your purpose is not only part of your future, they are part of your healing. You have carried wounds that others could not see. You have walked with scars that you never showed. And while you have survived much on your own, there are parts of you that can only be restored through divine connection. That person carries something within them that reaches the places in you that nothing else could reach. Their presence disarms your defenses. Their voice calms the storms within you. Their energy reminds you that you are not alone. This is not coincidence. This is design. Heaven knew the battles you would face, and heaven placed this person in your journey to remind you that you never had to fight them all alone. But you must also understand this truth. The person tied to your purpose is not meant to complete you. They are meant to complement you. You are already whole, already chosen, already equipped. But when you walk with them, your wholeness expands into fullness. Their presence does not fill a void in you. It magnifies what is already there. Together, you are not halves searching for completion. You are two whole beings amplifying each other's light. This is why the connection feels different from anything else you have known. It is not rooted in lack. It is rooted in abundance. It is not born out of need. It is born out of purpose. And purpose is always stronger than preference. Chosen one, the sacred message also tells you that this tie will demand maturity. It will not always be easy. There will be moments when you will question them, misunderstand them, or even feel distant from them. But every test is meant to refine you, not to break you. The bond you share is not fragile. It is forged in fire. And fire does not destroy gold. It refines it. Every trial will only make the connection stronger. Every conflict will only push you both deeper into truth. Every moment of silence will only remind you that the tie cannot be undone. The sacred message is clear. Do not fear the tests, for they are proof of the strength of what you carry together. Think of it this way: destiny is too great to be left untested. What is weak will always crumble under pressure, but what is divine will only shine brighter. And your tie to this person is divine. That is why it has endured despite everything. That is why it still lingers even when logic tells you to move on. That is why no distance, no distraction, no detour has erased it. Because it is not man-made, it is God-ordained. And what is God-ordained cannot be destroyed by human hands. Chosen one, you may have wondered why you had to wait, why the connection has not fully bloomed, why the path with this person has not been as simple as you wished. But the sacred message explains it. Both of you had to be prepared. Purpose is not a small assignment. Carrying destiny together requires strength, clarity, and growth. And sometimes preparation looks like separation. Sometimes alignment requires patience. Sometimes the tie must remain invisible until both of you are ready to carry its weight. This is not denial. It is divine timing. And divine timing is always perfect. You must also see the bigger picture. This person is tied to your life not just for companionship, but for impact. Together, you are meant to create, to influence, to shift atmospheres. There are things in your path that will not unlock until you walk beside them. There are doors that will not open until your hands join. There are assignments that will not be fulfilled until your spirits align. That is why the bond feels heavier than anything you've known, because it carries more weight than anything you've known. Heaven has invested much in this connection, because through it, much will be accomplished. So, chosen one, the sacred message is this: stop running from the tie and start listening to it. Stop doubting what your soul already knows and start embracing it. Stop treating this connection as if it is ordinary, when heaven has already declared it extraordinary. Pay attention to the way your heart shifts when you think of them. Pay attention to the way your energy changes when you are near them. Pay attention to the peace, the clarity, the sense of alignment that surrounds you in their presence. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. And when fear tells you to let go, when pride tells you to dismiss it, when doubt tells you it cannot be real, remember this: God's voice is clear. Your purpose is tied to that person. You can resist it, but you cannot erase it. You can question it, but you cannot undo it. You can delay it, but you cannot destroy it. Because what heaven has written is eternal, and the tie between you is written in eternity. Chosen one, the sacred message grows heavier here, because you must realize the magnitude of what it means when your purpose is tied to someone else. This is not about convenience or comfort. It is about destiny. You were not brought together just to ease loneliness or to fill space in each other's lives. You were brought together because heaven wrote your paths as one. That person carries keys you need, and you carry keys they need. Together, you are able to open doors that would remain locked if you were apart. You are not tied by chance, but by assignment. And assignments always carry responsibility. This is why the pull you feel toward them does not fade, even when life distracts you, even when distance separates you, even when silence lingers. Your spirit refuses to release them because your destiny refuses to let go of what belongs to it. No matter how much time passes, no matter how much you try to bury the thought, the connection resurfaces. It comes in dreams, in sudden thoughts, in quiet moments where their presence fills your mind without explanation. That is not weakness. That is alignment. God's voice is reminding you over and over again that this person is part of your journey, and you cannot erase what is eternal. But the sacred message also tells you this: divine ties are not without struggle. You will be tested in patience, in trust, in faith. You will have moments of doubt, moments where you feel like giving up, moments where you question everything, and yet, even in those moments, the tie will remain. The bond is not fragile, it has been anchored in heaven. Every storm that tries to break it only proves its strength. Every challenge that rises against it only refines it. Every delay that frustrates you only strengthens the foundation beneath it. That is how you know it is real. What is temporary crumbles under pressure. What is divine survives it. Chosen one, you must also learn to honor the mystery of this bond. You will not always understand why certain things happen. You will not always understand why the connection feels strong one day and distant the next. You will not always see the full plan, but you must trust the voice that speaks to your spirit. Heaven reveals in fragments what is already whole. You may only see pieces, but the full design is already complete. This is why faith is required. Not blind faith in people, but faith in the one who tied you together. If the voice of God is clear in your spirit, then no confusion in your mind can erase it. And yet, the message presses you further. Do not take this tie for granted. Divine connections must be honored, protected, and nurtured. They require patience, humility, forgiveness, and consistency. They are not like ordinary relationships where you can walk away easily. They are part of your calling, and your calling must be treated with reverence. When you neglect it, you are not just neglecting the person, you are neglecting the assignment tied to them. When you dismiss it, you are dismissing a piece of your own destiny. The sacred message reminds you that you cannot afford to treat lightly what heaven has written heavily. Chosen one, your purpose is too great to walk in isolation. That person was sent as confirmation that you are not meant to do this alone. They are not here to overshadow you, but to stand with you. They are not here to replace your strength, but to amplify it. They are not here to take from you, but to join with you, so that together you multiply what you carry. This is why their presence feels like alignment, why their energy feels like clarity, why their spirit feels like home. It is not about attraction or comfort alone, it is about resonance. Your souls recognize each other because they were written into the same story. And if fear tells you that you are imagining this, let the sacred message silence that fear. Nothing so constant, so undeniable, so deeply woven into your being could ever be a lie. This bond is not a distraction, it is a direction. It is not a weakness, it is a weapon. It is not an accident, it is assignment. And as long as you continue to breathe, you will feel its pull, because it is eternal. The tie between you is the evidence of heaven's intention, and heaven does not make mistakes. So pay attention, chosen one. The person tied to your purpose is not in your life by chance. They are a mirror, a key, a confirmation, and a compass. You may question it. You may resist it. You may even try to walk away from it. But you will always return to the same truth. Your future is not complete without them. And until you embrace this, you will always feel the restlessness in your spirit. But once you do, everything that felt incomplete will begin to make sense, and everything that was out of alignment will finally begin to flow. Chosen one, the sacred message comes to its deepest point now. God's voice is not whispering anymore. It is resounding within you. Your journey is tied to theirs, and their journey is tied to yours. You cannot keep treating this truth as if it is something optional, something you can set aside when it feels inconvenient. This is not convenience. It is covenant. You were brought together in spirit before you ever crossed paths in the physical. The threads of your lives were woven together in the unseen long before you even had language for it. That is why the pull is so strong, why the recognition is so undeniable, why the tie has survived everything that tried to cut it. It was never a tie created by you. It was written by heaven itself. Chosen one, you must understand that your purpose is not just about what you accomplish alone, it is about what you accomplish in alignment. And alignment demands partnership. The person tied to you is not there to weigh you down. They are there to lift you up. They are not there to take your identity, but to reveal more of it. They are not there to steal your light, but to expand it. Together, your voices carry further. Together, your presence becomes heavier. Together, your impact multiplies in ways you could never achieve apart. This is why you have felt incomplete without them. This is why you could not fully step into destiny while ignoring the bond. The connection is not a detail. It is the foundation of the next chapter. And yet, the sacred message warns you not to delay any longer. Delay is dangerous because it steals the energy of purpose. Every day you spend running from the tie is a day you lose in alignment. Every time you dismiss the bond, you slow down your own progress. Every time you ignore the voice inside, you add unnecessary weight to your journey. You can resist, but you cannot undo what is eternal. Sooner or later, you will have to step into the truth, because heaven will not let you escape it. The tie is permanent. The only question is whether you will embrace it willingly or be forced into it through circumstances that leave you with no other choice. Chosen one, the person tied to you is not perfect, just as you are not perfect. But perfection was never the requirement. Purpose was, and purpose always covers imperfection. That is why the bond survives misunderstandings, why it survives distance, why it survives silence. Because purpose is greater than personality. Destiny is stronger than disappointment. What heaven has tied together cannot be broken by human flaws. This is not about who is perfect. It is about who is assigned. And the assignment is clear. You are tied to them, and they are tied to you. You may have feared the weight of this tie, wondering if you are enough to carry it, if you are ready to walk in it. But the sacred message assures you, you were built for this. You were chosen for this. Every trial you endured was training you for this alignment. Every season of waiting was preparing you for this bond. Every battle that almost broke you was sharpening you to stand alongside them. You are ready, even if you don't feel ready. They are prepared, even if they don't fully see it yet. Heaven never rushes. But heaven never fails to arrive on time. And now, the time has come. Chosen one, let go of fear. Let go of doubt. Let go of the lies that tell you this bond cannot be real, that it is too much, too heavy, too impossible. Nothing heaven writes is impossible. Nothing ordained can be erased. Nothing divine can be destroyed. You are tied to this person for a reason that is greater than you can imagine. And if you embrace it, if you honor it, if you walk boldly into it, you will see the unfolding of purpose in ways that will leave you in awe. And so, chosen one, step forward without hesitation, for in embracing this bond, you are not losing yourself. You are stepping into the fullness of the destiny heaven has written for you.